Now, stay tuned for the game show that's sweeping the nation. Weakest Link, next on NBC.
Here are the 8 contestants who will take part in tonight's show. One of them will walk away with up to $1 million. The rest will leave with nothing. As round by round, they're voted off as the weakest link.
Welcome to the weakest link. Any of the 8 people in the studio here tonight could win up to $1 million. They don't know each other, however. If they want the money, they'll have to work as a team. But 7 of them will leave with nothing. As round by round, we eliminate the player voted the weakest link. Let's meet the team.
My name is Kim. I'm 39 years old from Dallas, Texas, and I'm a pediatric flight nurse.
I'm Tansy. I'm 40 years old. I live in West Hills, California, and I'm an actress.
I'm Chuck. I'm 35 years old. I'm from Dallas, Texas. I'm a hockey referee.
My name is Cheryl. I'm 22 years old from Coconut Creek, Florida, and I'm a singer.
I'm Kevin. I'm 26 years old. I live in Spring Lake Heights, New Jersey, and I'm a middle school math teacher.
I'm Jill. I'm 40 years old. I'm from Detroit, and I'm an attorney.
I'm Jamie. I'm 25. I'm from Philadelphia, and I'm a rock climbing consultant.
George, 49, Morton, Illinois, certifiably unemployable.
Now the rules. In each round, the aim is to answer enough questions correctly to reach your $125,000 target within the time limit. There are 8 of you, so the fastest way to reach that target is to create a chain of 8 correct answers. Get your question wrong, and you break the chain and lose all the money in that chain. But if you say the word bank before your question is asked, the money is safe. However, you'll start a brand new chain. Remember, at the end of the round, only money that has been banked can be carried over to the next round. The first round lasts for 2.5 minutes. The order you're playing in was randomly selected before the show. We'll start with the player in the first position. That's you, Kim. Let's play the weakest link. The first question is for $1,000. Start the clock. Kim, in television, what was the nickname of the character played by Scott Baio on the sitcom Happy Days?
Chachi.
Correct. Tansy, according to legend, what saint drove the snakes of Ireland into the sea?
Can you repeat that, please?
According to legend, what saint drove the snakes of Ireland into the sea?
St. Peter.
No, St. Patrick. Chuck. The Jim Henson-created mascot, Bad Andy, was recently dropped from the TV ads of which pizza chain?
Domino's.
Correct. Cheryl. U.S. presidential elections take place on the first Tuesday after the first Monday of which month?
November.
Correct. Kevin. Who was the first woman to fly an airplane solo across the Atlantic Ocean?
Amelia Earhart.
Correct. Jill.
Bank.
What is the name of the oldest university in the United States?
Harvard.
Correct. Jamie. In music, which Canadian singer wrote the songs Woodstock and Big Yellow Taxi?
Don't know.
Joni Mitchell. George. In history, who was convicted for the assassination of Robert F. Kennedy?
Oswald.
No, Sirhan Sirhan. Kim.
Bank.
How many rings are featured on the official Olympic flag?
5.
Correct. Tansy. In movies, Kevin Spacey won the 1999 Best Actor Academy Award for his role in which film?
Don't know.
American Beauty. Chuck. In industry, which country produces more of the world's wine? France or the United States?
United States.
No, France. Cheryl. In theatre, which British composer scored both Jesus Christ Superstar and Cats?
Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Correct. Kevin. In sports, which former Cincinnati Reds manager was banned from baseball for gambling?
Pete Rose.
Correct. Jill, in Morse code, how many dots does it take to send the letter S?
2.
3. Jamie, born in 1895, which US architect developed the 4D house and popularized the geodesic dome?
Frank Lloyd Wright.
No, Buckminster Fuller. George, which is the state bird of Florida, the mockingbird or the flamingo?
Flamingo.
Nope, mockingbird. Kim, in 1848, 6 New York newspapers agreed to pool together, forming what worldwide news service?
Don't know.
Associated Press. Tansy. Time is up. Now, out of a possible $125,000, you banked a pathetic $5,000. That money will go to the next round, but quite deservedly, one of you will not. Who is already trying your patience? Who, alas, is not burdened with intelligence? One of you is about to leave with nothing. It's time to vote off the weakest link.
The team will have to rely on their memory and instinct as they make this decision, but statistically, Kevin is the strongest link in this round. Tansy is the weakest link because she got both of her questions wrong and lost money for the team. But at this early stage of the game, will the other players have noticed?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Tansy.
George.
George.
Jamie.
Tansy.
Tansy.
George.
Chuck.
Right, team, we have a tie. Tansy and George, 3 votes each. Let me tell you first, though, about your performance as a team. You managed to answer more questions incorrectly than those you answered correctly. So it would be fair to say at this stage, I am not dying with admiration at your performance. Jill.
Yes.
Why have you chosen Tansy?
Because Tansy seems extremely uncomfortable up here.
And you are comfortable, are you,
Quite.
Jill? We'll see about that. Chuck, how's it going for you?
Great.
You think answering one question correctly is great?
I feel confident.
Why have you voted for George?
Because he didn't bank any money and he got questions wrong.
Well, when the vote is tied, the strongest link has to cast the deciding vote. Kevin, you were the strongest link in the last round. You have chosen Tansy, but you can change your mind. So, who would you rather get rid of? Tansy or George?
I think I might go out on a limb and change my vote.
Why is that, Kevin?
Because I've decided that not banking money is what is costing us as a team the most right now, and George had some opportunities and didn't take advantage of them.
Well, this is a moment of relief for Tansy, who's the actress who's never heard of the Academy Awards. Not only that, statistically, she was the worst player in the last round. George, without hesitation, I can say, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
The reason Kevin changed his vote is I'm sure that he knows that in the upcoming rounds I would be the strongest link. And he eliminated me over Tansy because he knows that he could press her out later, and he knows that I'd be the competition. If there's a member of the team that should be here, it's definitely Tansy. Again, she cost us time, she cost us money, she banked nothing.
7 have made it this far, but only 1 will win. Who's next to go? Find out which player has drawn the intellectual short straw when we return to the weakest link.
There's There's my husband, Nolan Ryan, still throwing heat. Can you believe he's got arthritis? You see, Nolan's doctor says the best way to control arthritis pain is to keep moving. And to make it easier, he recommends Advil. Nothing's been proven stronger on arthritis pain, yet it's gentle on his stomach. In fact, I take Advil for my arthritis pain. That way, we can exercise together.
Advil, stronger than pain.
What happens when science and moisture come together? New Tresemme Hydrology shampoos and conditioners. Hydro for moisture, ology for science. The science of moisture for healthy hair. Hydrology. Science that does more than infuse moisture, actually locks it in. For hair that's shiny, healthy, incredible. New Hydrology from Tresemme Professional Hair Care.
Introducing new Twisted Crust Pizza from Pizza Hut. It's breadsticks, it's pizza, it's both, with your choice of free marinara or ranch dipping sauce. It's a totally twisted new way of eating pizza. The Twisted Crust Pizza from Pizza Hut. Another one of the best pizzas under one roof.
Has my attitude changed since I saw my first tiny line? No, only my makeup. Smooth Result Age Minimizing Makeup, new from Maybelline. It smooths away those first little lines that you can definitely live without. It's weightless, packed with moisture, all the right vitamins, and some serious sun protection. The result? A fresh, smooth, naturally glowing you. New Smooth Result Age Minimizing Makeup from Maybelline. Now that's smooth. Maybe she's born with it. It's Maybelline.
Farmer brings it up court. Drives up the middle. Air.
Pause live TV without missing a moment. Ultimate TV. Watch what you can do.
Thursday, an all-new night of must-see TV with a friend so outrageous, so hysterical, it's destined to become a Friends classic.
I tell you, that has never happened before.
Plus, special guest Denise Richards in the first of 5 all-new episodes leading up to the big wedding. Plus, all-new episodes of Weber, and all-new Stevie, Will, and Grace.
That is so hot.
And all-new Just Shoot Me. We'll have to explain this. All-new must-see TV, NBC Thursday.
For months, you've watched them grow closer. Now you're invited to the big day. Thursday, an ER wedding event.
I love you.
I love you too.
The first of 5 new ERs in a row, including the return of Sally Field, beginning Thursday on NBC.
Want to be a contestant on Weakest Link? Call our contestant hotline at 800-416-9191 or log on to NBCI.com/weakestlink.
Welcome back to the Weakest Link. Round 2, team. You banked a pathetic $5,000 when you could have banked $125,000. There are 7 of you left. 10 seconds is coming off the clock. We'll start with the strongest link from the last round. That's Kevin. Let's play the Weakest Link. Start the clock. Kevin, in mythology, which Greek warrior was slain by Paris after being wounded in his vulnerable heel?
Achilles.
Correct, Jill. Which inventor was known as the Wizard of Menlo Park?
Edison.
Correct, Jamie.
Bank.
Puerto Rican pop sensation Enrique Jose Martin Morelos IV performs under what name?
Ricky Martin.
Correct. Kim.
Bank.
On television, which brand of cognac does Saturday Night Live's The Ladies' Man always have on hand?
Courvoisier.
Correct. Tansy. Which media mogul married designer Diane von Furstenberg in 2001?
Ted?
No, Barry Diller. Chuck. In the Dr. Zeus story, Horton hears a who. Which kind of animal is Horton?
A who?
Elephant. Cheryl. In language, which 3-word Latin phrase translates to I came, I saw, I conquered?
In veritas.
Veni, vidi, vici. Kevin. pregnant, hanging and swinging are terms describing which portion of a ballot that has not been completely removed.
Chad.
Correct. Jill.
Bank.
Which pacifist received the Nobel Peace Prize for helping to end China's domination of Tibet?
Mohandas Gandhi.
No. Dalai Lama. Jamie. Which eccentric comedian did Jim Carrey portray in the movie Man on the Moon?
Andy.
No, I need a full name.
Can you repeat the question?
Andy Kaufman. Kim. Which famous philosopher was Dutch? Kant or Spinoza?
Kant.
Spinoza. Tansy. In geography, which is the world's tallest waterfall?
Niagara Falls.
Angel Falls. Chuck. What was the maiden name of the late Diana, Princess of Wales?
I don't know.
Spencer. Cheryl. In art, what S is the movement most associated with painter Salvador Dali?
Surrealism.
Correct. Kevin.
Bank.
In chemistry, which element from the periodic table combines with oxygen to form water?
Hydrogen.
Correct. Time is up. And out of a possible $125,000, you banked just $5,500. That money will go through to the next round, but one of you will not. One of you is about to leave with nothing. It's time to vote off the weakest link.
Kevin is the strongest link in this round, the only player to answer all his questions correctly. Tansy is the weakest link statistically for the second round in a row. She did not answer a single question correctly and once again lost the most money for the team. Can she survive another vote?
Voting over. It's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Cheryl.
Chuck.
Tansy.
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 Cheryl.
Chuck, not a single question answered correctly in that round. Is there any beginning to your knowledge? Jill, the attorney. Human rights, not something you have knowledge of?
Criminal law is what I do.
So we must be understanding about you not knowing the difference between Gandhi and the Dalai Lama. Why Tansy?
Because I think Tansy is frightened by you, and we can't have anyone on the team who's frightened by you.
Tansy, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Somebody I'd like to see voted off the show is Jill, because I think she's got a really bad attitude, and I really realized after the show started that she had it out for me.
6 players remain, but any one of them could be voted off next. Find out who is in need of summer school when we return to the weakest link.
When you or someone you love is hospitalized, safety matters most. That's why doctors and hospitals choose Tylenol more than any other pain reliever. Doctors know Tylenol is least likely to have drug interactions, and it won't cause stomach irritation the way aspirin and even ibuprofen sometimes can. It's the pain reliever hospitals use most. Tylenol. Take comfort in our strength.
How can you win real cash and prizes yourself without ever leaving home? Find it at nbci.com/prizes.
Play the Millionaire game at McDonald's. Cash in on the fun starting Thursday.
We love to see you smile.
You just made a touch goal. Now take first position. Stop, stop, stop. You are so clumsy. Again. You are a peacock. Strut, strut. You are a camel in the desert. You are a tree. You are a redwood. You are a sapling. Express yourself.
Announcing Singular, the wireless company that believes in the joy of self-expression.
Bravissimo.
You're watching The Weakest Link on NBC. Goodbye.
NBC Tuesday, a Dateline Undercover Special. You're thinking of buying a new house and...
Everything's covered. Everything, no matter what. No matter what.
But when things break down...
Tell us we're not going to cover any of your damages.
Home warranties. Before you buy, don't miss Lee Thompson with a Dateline Undercover Special. Next on NBC.
I'm Warner Saunders. Tonight at 10, a Chicago teacher gets arrested on spring break. Then was an out-of-state gang targeting your kid's prom. A warning to parents. And Europe's foot and mouth disease takes a bite out of Chicago. That's tonight at 10.
Hey!
Sorry. It's just too fun to drive. The all-new Civic Coupe from Honda. Amazing, but true.
I didn't want any mower. I wanted the mower.
John Deere is now at the Home Depot.
Wow. I've always wanted a John Deere. My dad had a John Deere. Yeah, this is kind of cool.
John Deere push mowers, trimmers, attachments.
My life is now complete. This is a beauty. Yeah! Hey, look, I got a John Deere.
The first name in lawn equipment.
I'm smelling lawn in a month.
Now at the first name in home improvement.
When the morning rush hits, make sure you're rushing prepared. Live Doppler 5, the 24-hour forecast, and Byron Miranda. Weather exclusives, only on Chicago's #1 morning news. NBC 5 News at 5 a.m.
An easy way to walk away the pounds. Next Extra.
Welcome back to The Weakest Link. Round 3, team. You have banked so far $10,500 out of a possible $250,000. Perhaps you need reminding of the rules. The fastest way to reach that target of $125,000 in each round is to create a chain of 8 correct answers. Get your question wrong, and you break the chain and lose all the money in that chain. But if you say the word bank before your question is asked, the money is safe. However, you start a new chain. Remember, only the money banked will be carried over to the next round. So there are 6 of you left. Another 10 seconds off the clock. We start with the strongest link from the last round. That's Kevin. Let's play The Weakest Link. Start the clock. Kevin, in computer terms, what does the acronym DOS stand for?
Disk Operating System.
Correct, Jill. Which short-lived dance craze inspired the 1990 movie The Forbidden Dance?
Charleston.
Lambada. Jamie.
Bank.
In economics, which animal represents a declining stock market?
Bull.
Bear. Kim. In fashion, what F is a red brimless hat named after a city in Morocco?
Fedor.
Fez. Chuck. In television, what is the name of Homer's youngest daughter on The Simpsons?
Lisa.
Maggie. Cheryl. In transportation, YYZ are the code letters for which Canadian city's airport?
Toronto.
Correct, Kevin.
Bank.
In astrology, which sign of the zodiac is also called the water bearer?
Aquarius.
Correct, Jill. In history, which state became the first to ratify the U.S. Constitution?
Connecticut.
Delaware. Jamie, led by Joe Namath, which was the first AFL team to win pro football's Super Bowl?
New York Jets.
Correct. Kim, Kofi Annan is currently the Secretary General of which international organization?
Don't know.
The United Nations. Chuck, what A is the automaker that manufactures the TT Roadster?
I don't know.
Audi. Cheryl, located in Nottinghamshire, England, which wooded area was home to Robin Hood and his merry men?
Sherwood Forest.
Correct, Kevin. In music, what is the stage name of Bat Out of Hell singer Marvin Leaday?
Meatloaf.
Correct. Jill.
Bank.
In which month does the Mexican holiday Cinco de Mayo occur?
May.
Correct. Jamie. Which American teacher was chosen to be the first private citizen in space?
Christy McCullough.
Correct. Kim. In math, what is the square root of 121?
27.
11. Chuck. Often seen on warning signs, what two words are combined to form the term hazmat?
Hazardous materials.
Correct. Cheryl. In television, the lead character of... Time is up. I cannot complete the question, and that was a spectacular round for you, team. You managed to bank $3,500. That money will crawl its way into the next round, but one of you will not. Whose knowledge is best suited to watching television rather than appearing on it? One of you is about to leave with nothing. It's time to vote off the weakest link.
Statistically, Kim is the weakest link. She is the only player to get all of her questions wrong. Once again, Kevin got the most questions right, making him the strongest link for the third round in a row. But it's the votes that will decide.
Okay, team, voting is over. It's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Jill.
Kim.
Kim.
Chuck.
Kim.
Kim.
Team, it would be fair to say you have been consistent. Chuck, you've had a few jobs in your time.
I have indeed.
Share some of them with us.
Been a financial consultant. Been a car salesman.
But I suppose if you don't know what an Audi is, there wasn't much of a career for you in selling cars. Why did you vote for Kim?
Unfortunately, Kim has gotten most of her answers wrong, and it's cost the rest of the team.
Kim, with 4 votes, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
It's exasperating to be out of the game when I'm right next to Chuck, who's been getting questions wrong all along. He's been getting a lot of questions wrong that I've been getting right, and he's still in the game and I'm not, and that's very disappointing.
Round 4, you've banked so far a disappointing $14,000. You could by now have won $375,000. There are 5 of you left. Another 10 seconds coming off the clock. We'll start with the strongest link from the last round. Again, that's Kevin. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Kevin, in science, what W is a unit of power equal to 1 joule per second?
Watt.
Correct. Jill, which company originally released the party game Twister in 1966?
Hasbro.
Milton Bradley. Jamie, which Playgirl cover model gained renown as O.J. Simpson's house guest?
Kato Kalin.
Correct. Chuck, if you're having kippers for breakfast, are you eating fish or berries?
Fish.
Correct. Cheryl, in literature, which French physician wrote the book of rhyming prophecies titled Centuries?
Don't know.
Nostradamus. Kevin, according to the title of the Rob Schneider film, what is the profession of Juice Bigelow?
Male gigolo.
Correct. Jill.
Bank.
In advertising, which snack food company's slogan describes its cookies as uncommonly good?
Keebler.
Correct. Jamie. In jewelry, how many carats is pure gold?
24.
Correct. Chuck. Which magazine was founded by John F. Kennedy Jr. in 1995?
George.
Correct. Cheryl. Semper Fidelis, meaning always faithful, is the motto of which branch of the armed forces?
The Marines.
Correct. Kevin.
Bank.
Which 15th century Bible printer is considered to be the inventor of movable type?
Gutenberg.
Correct. Jill.
Bank.
What N is a medical disorder characterized by sudden and uncontrollable attacks of deep sleep?
Narcolepsy.
Correct. Jamie.
Bank.
In mythology, who was the Greek god of the sea? Is that an answer?
Neptune.
Poseidon. Chuck, which Russian artistic director of the American Ballet Theatre starred in the film White Nights?
Baryshnikov.
Correct. Cheryl.
Bank.
Which American town was the site of a trial and hanging of 19 women thought to be witches in 1692?
Salem witch trials.
Correct. Kevin.
Bank.
What English word can describe both a type of fruit pie and one who mends shoes? Answer is cobbler, but we were out of time, and in that round, you did slightly better, team. You banked $15,000 out of a possible $125,000, and that money will go through to the next round. But, of course, one of you will not. Who, sadly, is out of their depths? Who has continued to be dazed and confused? It's time to vote off.
For the fourth time in the game, Kevin is the strongest link. Not only did he get all of his questions right, he also banked the most money for the team. Cheryl is statistically the weakest link. But will the team be aware of that?
One of these 5 players has mercifully reached their end. Who's playing on borrowed time? When we come back, we'll count the votes and get rid of the weakest link.
I'll never ask for a bigger allowance or forge your name on a report card. I'll never ask to borrow the car as long as you keep scratching that spot that makes my leg do that thing.
A long and healthy relationship with your puppy starts with Purina One brand puppy formula. With concentrated nutrition, plus calcium and extra protein for healthy bone and muscle development. Just ask your veterinarian. Purina One, how great relationships are fed.
Go, go, go! Meet Bridget Jones. Men are crazy for her. I like you, Bridget. I need you. Newsweek raves it's tremendously funny. Time says it's a very romantic comedy. Bridget Jones's Diary. Rated R. Now in theaters everywhere.
Ah, infinite possibilities. Kind of like when you first got the internet. But now, slow logons and disconnects are really holding you back. Free yourself with the AT&T 7/7 offer and get unlimited internet access and long distance together. Only $7 a month gives you AT&T WorldNet service with the fastest logon times and better connections. Plus 7 cents a minute long distance all day, every day. Call now for the AT&T 7/7 offer.
You never know.
Brain damage. Heart damage. Death. Some of the most dangerous drugs aren't on the street. They're under your sink. Protect your kids. Tell them never to sniff inhalants. Because just one time can kill. Set rules. Be firm. They'll listen.
Want to be a contestant on Weakest Link? Call our contestant hotline at 800-416-9191 or log on to NBCI.com/weakestlink.
Welcome back to the weakest link. Okay, team, voting is over. It's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Jamie.
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 Cheryl.
Chuck. Why Jamie?
When you take too long to think about the answers, it costs the team.
Jill, why did you vote for Jamie as the weakest link?
Because he's getting his answers incorrect.
Did you think he was the weakest link?
Obviously, that's why I voted for him.
Well, that's something else you've got wrong, Jill. Cheryl, statistically, you were the worst player, but it's votes that count. Jamie, with 3 votes, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
I think Cheryl should be voted off next because she's the weakest link and she shouldn't get a shot at the cash.
Round 5, you banked $29,000 out of a possible $500,000. 4 of you are left, another 10 seconds coming off the clock. We'll start with the strongest link from the last round again. That's Kevin. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Kevin, in music, T-Boz, Left Eye, and Chili are members of what R&B girl group?
The Fugees?
TLC. Jill. From the Persian for waistband, what is the broad pleated sash worn with a dinner jacket or tuxedo?
Cummerbund.
Correct, Chuck. In movies, which game show was the subject of Robert Redford's Academy Award-nominated film quiz show?
$64,000 question.
21. Cheryl. In hobbies, what does a philatelist collect?
Rocks.
Stamps. Kevin. Which serial killer, known as the Killer Clown, was executed on May 10, 1994?
Don't know.
John Wayne Gacy. Jill. On the original Star Trek series, which character was played by James Doohan?
Doc.
Scotty. Chuck. According to legend, what was the name of Paul Bunyan's blue ox?
Moose.
Babe. Cheryl. Beautiful and Pleasures are perfumes endorsed by Elizabeth Hurley for which cosmetics company?
Elizabeth Arden.
Estee Lauder. Kevin. In movies, which comic actress headlined the film Superstar as schoolgirl Mary Catherine Gallagher?
I don't know.
Molly Shannon. Jill. Which computer company was founded in 1976 by Stephen Wozniak and Stephen Jobs?
IBM.
Apple Computers. Chuck. Which San Francisco merchant began his clothing line by selling pants made from tent canvas to Californian gold miners?
Levi.
Correct. Time is up. You answered in time, and in that round, your total bank was 0. Who is a huge embarrassment to the American educational system? It's time to vote off the weakest link.
For the first time in the game, Jill is statistically the strongest link. In a reversal of fortune, Kevin, who has been the strongest link all game, is now the weakest link, as he answered all of his questions incorrectly. But will his earlier strong performance save him?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Jill.
Kevin.
Chuck.
Chuck.
Jill. Why Chuck?
Because Chuck didn't bank the one opportunity. He missed a banking opportunity in that round.
He missed a banking opportunity.
Yes.
Kevin, what do you do?
I'm a teacher.
What sort of teacher?
I teach 6th, 7th, and 8th grade.
Would they agree with me that you obviously don't get out much? You've never heard of TLC? You've never heard of Superstar?
I'm just happy you talked to me today, Anne.
Well, mainly I'm talking to you, Kevin, to tell you that statistically you were the worst player. But it's votes that count. Chuck, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
When I saw my name appear, I thought I was pretty heartbroken. I thought I had a pretty good shot at going all the way. I think Cheryl will be the next to go.
Round 6 so far, you've banked $29,000 out of a possible $625,000. There are 3 of you left, another 10 seconds off the clock. We'll start with the strongest link from the last round. That's Jill. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Jill, which North Carolina village was the site of the Wright brothers' first flight of a power-driven aircraft?
Fort Dix.
Kitty Hawk. Cheryl, what nickname was legally added to the full name of boxer Marvin Hagler?
Don't know.
Marvelous. Kevin, which performer has won an Emmy, an Oscar, a Tony, and a Grammy? Frank Sinatra or Helen Hayes?
Helen Hayes.
Correct. Jill, what L was selected as Toy of the Century by Forbes magazine?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that question?
What L was selected as Toy of the Century by Forbes magazine?
Lolita.
Lego. Cheryl, In the Jules Verne classic 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, who is the skipper of the submarine Nautilus?
Don't know.
Captain Nemo. Kevin. Which composer and arranger nicknamed Q scored the music for the film The Color Purple?
John Williams?
Quincy Jones. Jill. Approximately 30 miles long and home to several million bats, Carlsbad Caverns is located in which state?
Idaho.
New Mexico. Cheryl. Is the product known as Canadian Mist Shampoo or whiskey?
Whiskey.
Correct, Kevin. In nature, what P is the Malaysian word for an irrigated field where rice is grown?
Paddy.
Correct, Jill. Which tanker spilled over 10 million gallons of crude oil off the coast of Alaska in 1989?
The Nimitz.
Exxon Valdez. Cheryl.
Bank.
Time is up. And in that round, you again banked 0. Now, in round 7, team, you get the chance to double what you bank. That, of course, requires you to bank something. It's time to vote off the weakest link.
Jill is the weakest link statistically, getting all of her questions wrong. And once again, Kevin is the strongest link, answering more questions correctly than any other player. This is the last chance the team has to vote someone off, whose game is over now.
Only 2 of these 3 people will move on to the final round. 1 more player will take the walk of shame when we return to the weakest link.
You'd try anything to get some relief from your nasal allergy symptoms. But before you change your life, make an easier change. Ask your doctor about Flonase. Multi-symptom Flonase relieves all these nasal allergy symptoms: sneezing, itchy, runny nose, and congestion. Multi-symptom Flonase once a day relieves them all day and night. For best results, use daily. Side effects are generally mild and may include headache, nosebleed, or sore throat. Call to learn more. So before you change your life, make an easier change. Ask your doctor about multi-symptom Flonase. When you get it all it takes is Flonase.
NBC wants to treat you like a star. Win a trip to New York and the 28th Annual Daytime Emmys, plus $1,000 cash. Log on to NBCI.com/daytime to enter the Be Treated Like a Star at the Daytime Emmys sweepstakes.
All-new 2002 Ford Explorer. Smoother, larger, and more powerful. Even nature is singing its praises.
Play the Millionaire game at McDonald's. Cash in on the fun starting Thursday.
We love to see you smile.
I ran out of film.
Want to try mine?
The new Kodak Max HQ.
It won't match.
The best lens, flash, and film of any one-time use camera.
It's not gonna match.
Finally, a one-time use camera that takes pictures as good as a 35mm point and shoot.
It's a perfect match.
Not just yet.
Share the moment, share the life.
Welcome back to the weakest link. Okay, team, voting is over. It's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Jill.
Jill.
Cheryl.
Kevin. Had enough of Jill, have you?
I have to say, her negative energy is just, it's bringing me down.
Jill, you have delighted us for long enough. You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
that Kevin thinks of Cheryl as more of a lightweight intellectually than me. And so he's better off voting me off with her assistance than trying to contend with me in the face-off.
Round 7, you've banked $29,000 so far. By now, you could have won $750,000. Cheryl and Kevin, just the two of you left, and this time you have only 90 seconds. But whatever you bank in this round will be doubled and added to your total to make up your grand prize money. We'll start with the strongest link from the last round. That's you, Kevin. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Kevin, in literature, who wrote the novels From Russia with Love and Goldfinger?
Don't know.
Ian Fleming. Cheryl, during the Great Depression, which president gave a series of informal radio addresses known as fireside chats?
Roosevelt.
Correct. Kevin, in nature, which of the following snakes is venomous? Anaconda or copperhead?
Copperhead.
Correct. Cheryl,
Bank.
in food, the pasta shape called farfalle is literally the Italian word for which insect?
Spider.
Butterfly. Kevin, in television, Christopher Hewitt played the title character in which sitcom about a British housekeeper?
The Nanny.
Mr. Belvedere. Cheryl, which terrorist is on the FBI's 10 most wanted list in connection with the 1998 attacks on U.S. embassies in Africa?
Saddam Hussein.
Osama bin Laden. Kevin, which television star wrote the New York Times best-selling book, Leading with My Chin?
Jay Leno.
Correct. Cheryl,
Bank.
popular in 1830s France, which risque dance is known for its high kicks that expose the petticoat?
The can-can.
Correct. Kevin,
Bank.
in military history, which Nazi field marshal was known as the Desert Fox?
Nuremberg.
Rommel. Cheryl, in theatre, which playwright wrote Glengarry Glen Ross? Time's up. David Mamet. In that round, between you, you managed to bank $4,500. We will double that amount and add it to the banked money from the other rounds. So, team, out of a possible $1 million, you have a grand total tonight of $38,000. But only one of these two players can take that money home. The other will leave with nothing. The final round will decide when we return to the weakest link.
New from Pledge.
A dry dusting mitt. It picks up that dust and it clings.
I love this thing. I can dust and feel better about my house. Bye-bye dust.
Just point my finger and I can go in every little tiny groove. I'm going to eat you up. That is really clever.
And it attracts dust and hair.
It's a thumbs up, definitely. Use Pledge, grab it.
S.C. Johnson, a family company.
There's a revolution going on inside your computer. It's called Quick Click from NBCI.com. See a word, click it, and you're instantly linked to more information about that word. Quick Click works on any word, anywhere on your computer, even email.
Any word?
Any word, click it, get information. Any word, click it, get information. Are you with me? Quick Click, you can't get it from Yahoo, only from NBCI.com.
You're watching The Weakest Link on NBC. Goodbye.
Stand by for an NBC viewer alert. Wednesday, The West Wing and Law & Order are on 1 hour earlier. 1 hour earlier. The West Wing at 8, 7 Central. 8, 7 Central. And an all-new Law & Order at 9, 8 Central. 9, 8 Central. Then it's an all-new episode of the television phenomenon.
Is there a village that needs its idiot back?
An all-new Weakest Link. An early West Wing. An all-new Law & Order. And an all-new Weakest Link. Be there NBC Wednesday.
And hold on tight.
Good evening, I'm Marion Brooks.
And I'm Warner Saunders, a popular Chicago middle school teacher arrested in an internet sex sting. The bait, the trap, and the bust.
Then courting Boeing, the aircraft maker's top executives in Chicago tonight, what the city has to offer.
Also, why you might be saying, where's the beef at the taste?
And why the birds and the bees may cause a real-life lovable to be sent out to pasture. All coming up at 10 o'clock on NBC 5 News.
The CR-V from Honda. It'll take you to the mountains. It'll take you to the beaches. It'll take you to the desert. It'll take you just about anywhere. But it won't take you to the cleaners. The CR-V, another special value now at your Honda dealer. For a limited time, get special APR financing as low as 3.9% for 36 months on new CR-Vs.
Out here, it seems the wind never stops blowing. They call it the velocity zone. Build and remodel homes here, and you soon learn what you can and can't trust. Contractor John Miranda trusts only one window, Anderson. That's why if you ask him to use anything other than Anderson, he'll ask you to sign a release. So his reputation remains solid. Worry-proof, time-proof. Anderson Windows.
The gift of spring, a 7-piece gift that gives you a choice of shades, free with any $20 Estee Lauder purchase. Through April 28th, only at Carson Pirie Scott.
Gentlemen, the Axiom has a 230 horsepower V6. Our commercial opens in New York City.
I love this town.
Then we go to Sweden to show off our dual mode suspension. For beauty shots, Maui at sunset. So, what do you think?
You wish.
Number 1 in Chicago, NBC 5 News at 5 a.m.
Welcome back to The Weakest Link. Cheryl and Kevin, you have made it to the final round. And $38,000 is up for grabs, but only one of you can take that money home. So now you will be playing against each other head to head. I'll ask alternating questions, best of 5. Whoever answers the most questions correctly wins. It's as simple as that. If there's a tie after 5 questions, we'll go for sudden death until we have a winner. So, Cheryl and Kevin, for $38,000, let's play The Weakest Link. Cheryl, as the strongest link in the last round, you have the choice of who goes first.
I'd like Kevin to go first.
Kevin, in horse racing, Baltimore's Pimlico Racecourse is the home of which Triple Crown event?
Preakness.
That is the correct answer. Cheryl, in history, what was the name of the second man to walk on the moon?
Buzz Aldrin.
That is the correct answer. Kevin, in architecture, Frank Lloyd Wright designed what New York City museum, which opened in 1959?
I'm gonna try the Museum of Natural History.
No. The correct answer is the Guggenheim Museum. Cheryl, in meteorology, what instrument is used for measuring atmospheric pressure?
A barometer.
That is the correct answer. Kevin, in geography, how many U.S. states touch the Pacific Ocean?
Five.
That is the correct answer. Cheryl, in cartoons, Yogi Bear and Boo Boo originally inhabited which fictional park?
Jellystone.
That is the correct answer. Kevin, what does the letter B stand for in the automobile company BMW?
Bavarian.
That is the correct answer. Cheryl, in music, which instrument is Yo-Yo Ma famous for playing?
The violin.
No, the correct answer is the cello. At this point, you are level pegging. Kevin, in language, the term fortnight refers to how many consecutive days?
14.
That is the correct answer. Cheryl, you need to answer this question correctly to remain in the game. In medicine, the Rh factor found in red blood cells gets its name from which type of primate?
The rhesus monkey.
That is the correct answer. After 5 questions, your scores are tied. So now we go into a sudden death situation. The questions will continue in pairs. Cheryl, if you get your question correct, then Kevin will have to answer his correctly or he'll lose. And Cheryl, if you'll get your question wrong and Kevin gets his question correct, he will win. So, Cheryl and Kevin, let's play sudden death. Kevin, in literature, Napoleon, Snowball, and Old Major are characters in which George Orwell novel?
Animal Farm?
That is the correct answer. Cheryl, in economics, who is the current chairman of the board of the U.S. Federal Reserve?
I don't know.
The answer is Alan Greenspan. That means, Kevin, you are tonight's strongest link and you go away with $38,000. Cheryl, you leave with nothing.
I think I deserve to win today because I had a very strong early part of the game. I faltered for a little bit and then regained it for the end.
Every time I look at a dollar bill, I'll know that answer now, and I can guarantee you, Alan Greenspan, I will never forget your name.
Watch for another Weakest Link tomorrow at 10, 9 Central, following an all-new Law & Order at an earlier time. Now, stay tuned for Dateline.